Hello and welcome. In the last session, we have seen how to create business entity fact. So in this session, we are going to see how to create fact model. Okay, either you can create under from fact model tab, or you can also create from under all files, or you can directly click here, click on fact model. So when we create fact model, it will allow us to use only the objects from business builder. Like we have created business entity, dimension, and fact. Only those things we will use. We cannot use objects which are created from the data builder. Okay, we'll see that. Let's name this as something like sales. And you see, for fact model, by default, it is taking FM underscore as prefix. That means fact model. We have seen for business entity, it was like B. You can change this if you want, but for now, okay. And click on step 2. Okay, now we have to select our business entities. So you have options here like all, dimension, fact model checking. But I have folders. So let's go inside our folder. As I said, we cannot use objects from data builder. To show you that, let me go to tables. You see, we have tables, but it's not showing anything. So we cannot use them for creating the fact model. We have to use the objects from business entity, business builder. So let's go to business builder and let's select our transaction fact as our source. After clicking that, click on step 3 and it will say define alias name, source alias. I want to give same name for my alias. So now it is saved. You don't need to save explicitly. Now it is saved, but we have to make some other changes also. Like we can see there are again many tabs: general, source model, measure, attribute, input parameters, hierarchies, expose, dimension, source filters, all these things. Now we are in source model. You see on the right hand side you have something fact sources, dimension sources, and here in the main area you can see a fact sales transaction, and it is having some objects here. These are associations because when we are creating fact, we have associated that to some other business entity dimensions. So that's why it is coming like this. But here right side you see fact source is already there, which is our business entity fact. Similarly, we have to add dimension sources. So by clicking this, you will see the business entities dimensions. You can associate them. Okay, let's click on product. Once you click on product, it's saying step 2. Click on this. You see, if you remember for product business entity, we have created 2 variants. Now it is asking to select which variant you want to select. So let's select variant 1, step 3, which has all my 4 attributes, I think. Again, define some alias name. I'm okay. Click on step 4. Okay, now, so this is our fact source, F transaction, and it has association like this, but we have to link that. So to link that, this is the product which we have selected now, the underscore product. Click on this, you'll have some link association path. Click on this. So now it is associated. If you want to unlink this, you can click this. Okay. Now click on create. Similarly, we will assign the other 2 uh, dimension sources also. So again, go here. You see now the product is coming. You can rename alias, switch variant if you want to switch to different variant, and expose dimension source, navigate to business entity. Like you can move there or you can remove. Click this, sales manager. Sales manager, I want to link to my entity dimension. Similarly, store, F2. If you see for sales manager and store ID did not ask for variant because we have only one variant there. Link this, create. So now I all my business entities are there in the fact model, like sales transaction fact and associated them with uh, dimension entities. Okay. And these are the options. Again, you see, you can rename alias for my this fact source. And yeah, these are the different options. Transfer source to new fact model. I think you can, we'll see those options later. But for now, I'm okay under the source model I have mapped. And I don't have any measures, attributes, all these things. Let's first add attributes. Go to attributes. So to select attributes from my source, see add source attribute, click this so that you can add all at a time. So it is showing all the details from my fact and dimension entities. So I'll select transaction ID, date, store name. See store ID we have in fact entity and dimension entity also. Store city again, sales manager from fact and so first select all. And I know I don't want two store IDs. I only want from my fact. Let's unselect the one from dimension. Similarly, sales manager. I don't want from dimension and product. Okay. So I'm okay with, let's add these attributes. Okay. And again, if you want to add some new attribute, you can add. That will be like either you can dimension source attribute. This is coming because we left some like product ID, sales manager ID, store ID details from the source. That's why this option is coming. If you select this, it'll, if you go inside, I think it should show all these three. So we don't want because we already have them fact. The other thing is calculated attribute. If you want to calculate something, okay. Mm, let's see if we can add something. Any functions are there. Let's add something to store ID. We cannot use functions, but okay, I think if you want to calculate some attribute, you can do that. Let's not do that for now. Let's go to measures and add measures. Again, select everything. Because here we already defined these are the facts, these are the measures, and these are the attributes in already our sources. That's why it's giving properly. If you remember earlier, we also got transaction ID as part of measures, but it's not now. It's not coming now because we define them properly in the sources. That's right. And what we will do is, you see there is an option again to add new measure. Let's go here, and here you can see you can add different types of measures. You see restricted measure. You can define count distinct. You can again add calculated measure. You can add a fixed value, converted currency if you want to convert the currency. Let's do one thing. Let's create some fixed value. Fixed value means you are creating a measure and assigning some fixed value to that so that it will show always same. So let's say I will name as, yeah, fixed. To show you fixed measure, I'll add, and after giving the name source type, we said fixed measure, so fixed value, and constant, how much you want to show in the fixed value. Let's say 100 I want to show, and you want to assign some currency to this or not. Let's say this is, instead of measure, I'll say amount. Okay, fixed value, and let's say 100 amount with currency or quantity. I want this is the amount, right? So I will associate this with some currency. So since this is fixed, it's asking us constant value, enter like some currency, let's say USD. That means for every time if I add, it should show 100 USD. Okay, let's save this. We will see how it will display in the data preview. But first we will add some measures like with the different options. Now let's again add one more measure. This time, let's say restricted measure. Okay. And what I will do this time. See, when you say restricted measure, first I'll name this as, let's say I have something, we have profits, right? Profit in our measures, profit by, I know there is one sales manager, Janet. Okay, I want to show profits generated by Janet. So what I will do, this is a restricted measure, right? That means you want to restrict the measure, okay, by sales manager. So I have to select the measure first. I want to restrict which measure? Profit. And I want to restrict that with under restrictions. I want to add some restrictions. Restrict on sales manager. Sales manager ID equals to, and let's see. Okay. So it's not giving the text here. But for some reason it's not giving the text. But okay, I know, I think Janet is SM1. Okay, I'll select that, apply. Okay, and it's not asking any currency and all because profit, whatever there for profit, that will come, the currency. So now I have restricted, say this is a restricted measure. So whenever I add this measure in the my data preview, it will only show the profit generated by Janet. Now let's add one more, like we have other options, right? Let's add this time count distinct. Again, it is saying, I will name this as something like count distinct, or let's see first what attributes. It is asking to select some attributes, right? So let's select mm, distinct. Let's show distinct product categories. Okay. So I have selected distinct, count distinct product categories. So it will count distinct different product categories. So let's say product category distinct. Some name I'll give. Uh, okay, that's it. Let's save this. We'll see like how this will be shown. What is mean by count distinct. And let's add one more. And we have seen restricted, count distinct. Calculated measure is there. We have not seen. Let's do the calculated measure. I'll name this as something like calculated. Uh, let's say amount. Mm, let's do one thing. Amount we have seen. let's say Q. This is just something to show you I'm like I'm doing. Don't take this as like uh, so quantity I have, and let's say add measure to formula. You want to calculate, right? So you need to perform operations between the measures. Let's select something like profit. What I'll do is just to show you, I'll add, you have like some other also, and or not, null, all these things apart from this less than, greater than, okay, divided by, and you also have functions. Let's do one thing. I have added some fixed measure, right? Fixed amount, something 100. I'll divide, but I know I have associated that with currency. So I want to take absolute number. We have something called ABS function, returns an absolute value with numeric augment. Okay, let's select that uh, absolute value, and I'll select fixed amount. This is just for showing purpose. Don't take this as I'm just dividing my profit by some other uh, so that I can show some calculated measure. And aggregation type, you can exception aggregation, you can select sum, min, max. Some it will ask again to select the different like based on what attribute you want to aggregate as well. Let's keep it as none. Save this. And we have one more, I think. Currency conversion. Yeah, we can do currency conversions also. Uh, Not sure I will be able to show, but let's see what options are there. Go and click add measure, select converted currency. So currency conversion, converted currency, it is asking source measure. Okay, you see here only one is showing fixed amount which we created, and we assign that to fixed some currency USD. That's why I think the other at other measures they don't have currency associated. That's why I think they are not showing. So let's select fixed. And I'm not sure what is this client. Okay, let's close this. But it is some mandatory. Okay, don't have anything. And when you want to convert some currency like USD to euro or euro to USD, you need some reference date. Okay, based on on current date, like what is the exchange rate, those kind of things, right? Either you can select on current date by default, on that day it will take as a reference and it will calculate the currency, or you can give a fixed constant value under a date. Every time when you do currency conversion, take this date as reference. I think that will take whatever the exchange rate on that day that will take to convert. Or you can, if you have any field in your data, like date field, like we know we have something transaction date when the sales transaction happened. Based on that day, also you can select and you can do the conversion. And advanced properties, error handling, like in case uh, fail on error or set to null, error handling in case of any error, set to null, all these things. But I cannot save because I need to give some search 100 something like that. No, I cannot show you, but that's how you can do conversion also. You can convert your amount coming from the source currency to some other currency based on your transaction or reference date. Okay, now let's cancel this. Anyway, we have created some other measures so that I'll show you them. And input parameters, all these things we'll see later. So let's go to filter. You can add some filters also here. Whereas for business entity dimension fact, when we were created, we didn't have this filter. We only have that in, I think, we had, yeah, but okay. Filters also you can apply. Let's go to general, click on ready for use, save it. Now our fact model is ready. You can see the data preview also. Go to data preview. Again, you can, once you created, you can save this as consumption model also, in case if you want to. Let's do one thing. Let's remove everything from the perspective. Either you can select like this, or you can remove everything from the remove all fields. So uh, let's do one thing. Let's add. I want to show you something which we sales product country latitude language state IDs. Composite attribute. You see, these are the attributes coming from the dimensions. Here we have removed product ID from dimension, but they are available as part of fact, right? That's right here. So let's add sales manager to my perspective, and let's say profits. I want to see, and I'll add text also, sales manager name. So these are the profits generated by sales manager. And we know we have added some fixed amount, right? I told you we have made it as 100 US dollars every time. So let's add and see how that looks. This is fixed. So this measure always show 100 no matter what you add in the left side. So that is how fixed amount measure works. And let's see, we have created one restricted measure. We have restricted profit by sales manager Janet, right? Who is Janet here? Let's sort this first. We restricted to SM1, correct. He is the Janet. Let's add profit by Janet. When I add this should show profit by Janet, but for other, it should show zero. Okay, add to perspective. You see, SM10 Janet, profit by Janet, but the other should zero because this is restricted only to sales manager SM1, who is Janet. So that's why it is showing like this. So these are the two fixed and uh, restricted. And we calculated something like profit divided by something fixed amount we did. So let's see how that looks. Something called calculated quantity. Yeah, we just did some division based on two measure. You see here, we just divided by 100. That's why it is showing like this. And we have did one more thing like cost discount revenue distinct product category. So let's see what it is. Add to perspective. So it says distinct product category. Distinct. What is this? Product or product category we give? Product category, I think. Yeah, distinct product category. That means there are total 5 categories. Okay. To show you what I will do is uh, let's remove this sales manager name. Okay. So you see again it's showing total profit. See this always 100. Okay. And this profit by Janet only it's showing. Calculated quantity again profit divided by this one. And distinct product category again 5. That means there are 5 different product categories. Let me show you. Expand this product. Let me add product category. You see, there are 5 different product categories. And you see now it is changed to one because this is one category. This is one category. This is one category like that. And uh, That means suppose if I add somebody, like let's say, uh, remove from perspective, let's add store name. So it will show you like in that store how many distinct product categories. There are five different. So in each store there are five distinct product categories. But whereas in Idaho only four. We can see that like suppose if I filter on Idaho, you can right click on filter and let's add uh, product categories. Product category name. So in this store, they are selling alcohol, carbonated drinks, others, and juices. Those four different type of categories. You can also see the what kind of products they have. So like this under juices. Again, you can sort this. They are selling four types of categories, product categories. Under alcohol, they have different products. Under carbonated drinks, they have different products again like that. So this is how you can do data preview. Let's go back and I want to show you the filters we can apply here, or we also have here, right? If you apply here, it will apply for complete model. So let's try to add something. Let's add product category. Let's select product category equals to, I want to show only one product category. Let's say alcohol. Apply. Once you apply here, if you go to data preview, by default, it will only show alcohol product category data. It will not show others because you are applying the filter at the model level. When you again consume this into consumption model on all these things, it will only show this product category only. Let's remove everything. Product category, and let's say profit. So you see already it's showing only alcohol. Okay, that's about how to create fact model. And let's go to general. So yeah, that's how you create, fact model, and you can consume your business entity dimension fact, and you can add measures, different type of measures, attributes, and filters, data preview. So that's all for this session. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you.